So in old Japan, the people used to combat the summer's heat and humidity by telling ghost stories. Ghost stories would help to make the blood run cold and give them cold shivers, which was just the thing for hot summer nights. And so, because global warming is such an issue today, because too many people use their air conditioning, amongst other things, and the fact that we're in the middle of a global recession, so energy conservation is a very keen issue at the moment. I thought I'd revive that tradition and tell ghost stories myself. So turn off your air conditioning, pull up to the YouTube, and get a good dose of an old-time scare. Now, the story I'm going to tell, a short story, very short story, is about the perils of coming in too early for work. Long time ago, when Kyoto was the capital of Japan, the administrative body, known as the State Council, would meet in one of the palaces in the East Wing. They had a tradition of having morning sessions, which would begin before dawn. The participants would arrive there using torches. One morning, a secretary, having stayed out perhaps a little too late, indulging in the pastimes of the Heian era, of poetry, competitions, music, and drink, woke up us a little later than usual, and he was afraid that his boss, a controller, would get there before him, which was bad form in those days. He rushed to the East Wing, but unfortunately saw that the controller, his carriage was already there and his servants were standing outside. Dismayed, the secretary went to the East Wing and he peered inside, but everything was dark inside, which he thought rather strange. So he went back out to the servants and he asked them about the whereabouts of their master. The main servant told him he was in the East Wing Palace, of course, already working. The servant smirked somewhat because he knew the predicament that the secretary was in, having arrived later than the controller. Now the secretary was a bit alarmed by this news, and he went and found a guard and had a torch produced. They went inside the East Wing Palace, and at the chair where the controller normally sat, they found a bloodied head. The hair had been ripped out and spread everywhere. They found a ceremonial baton, bloody shoes, and the fan that he wore, but nothing else, no body. Everything else was just soaked in blood. It was very frightening and unusual. The servants lost their wits and ran from the East Wing as fast as they could. The secretary realized how fortunate he had been to be late rather than early to work that morning. And from then on, the morning sessions were later shifted to the West Wing. As for the fate of the controller, many people felt that it was of supernatural origins because his servants never heard a sound, and the controller's body was never found. So perhaps it was the work of a demon that didn't care for hard workers. And that story should be a lesson for all of us. Don't go early to work. It can kill you.